Welcome back!
Jesus.
Welcome back to the show.
Hi.
So, we'll actually, talk about the game that we're playing.
Yeah, we promise we'll talk about the game.
The main reason that we're going on so long about Pippin is just, sentimental reasons and shit.
Yeah, it's where we met.
Yeah, it's how we met and how, we like each other well enough. So.
What?
I guess.
I don't agree with that statement at all.
I guess not.
I hate you.
Anyway, so we just got a couple more songs on the album that we're gonna zip through right now, and then
you mean the entire second act
well,
of the play?
Second act isn't. It doesn't have. Much stuff. So we'll just zip through those as fast as we can,
and then we're gonna do some episodes that are just gameplay.
Yes,
we promise.
And then
there will be games.
And if you have any suggestions for albums or for bands or musicals or rappers or movies,
literally anything,
send them to us and we will we'll take a look.
Yeah.
And we might talk about them on the show. So, with that in mind, Act 2 of Pippin.
The right track.
And we're gonna try not to fuck this up.
Oh, did we never save? We never saved. No, go to that one. Yeah. I'm really glad we never saved the game.
Yeah, that's...
Whoops.
It's good.
We're
it's
too busy
kinda,
talking about Pippin.
It's kind of quality
it's fine.
gameplay
We're here. We we haven't accomplished anything.
Nope.
So it's whatever. Okay, so the right track.
The right track is a great track.
Okay.
All right, next track. It's just like the rest of the show. It's just so smooth and cool.
Jazzy.
It's very jazzy.
It's very jazzy.
Pippin's just second guessing everything he's doing. He's trying a bunch of things, and the leading player assures him that he's doing okay. So he's just like, all right, and then just keeps going. And then he eventually does everything, exhausts himself, and finds himself collapsed in a road.
In a road.
Or on a road, I should say. And
wherever.
He's discovered by...
We're not there yet. We're still talking about the right track.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, right track.
Right track. It's a good song. I like it.
Yeah. What notes do you have on that? You talk about it for a little.
Oh God. I don't know. I really like the piano part. There's a really nice low clarinet in the beginning, which is fantastic. I love it. Might be bass clarinet. I don't know. I wrote so jazzy.
So jazzy.
So jazz.
Yes.
I think... Okay, this is a weird thing about this game. If you look at her lips, she has a lip behind her lip, her bottom lip.
What?
Okay, just wait. Ask her some questions. Oh, come on, do the...
How do you feel about this?
See? She's got it looks
like
a lip behind her lip.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Unless she has a blue tongue. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's, I'm not entirely sure about this. I didn't, go through and analyze it, but I think it starts out in minor, and then once Pippin comes in, it goes to major, and I really like that.
It does. You're absolutely right.
I think so. I just love the dynamic in it between Pippin and the leading player.
It's very, father-son.
Yeah. Except creepy.
Not in that way.
No,
but, yeah.
but what you discover later is that, spoiler alert, the leading player is the main bad guy in the whole show.
Yes.
So it's a very interesting dynamic. I really like the harmony in it. There's no trick to staying sensible.
the timing when
Yeah,
it goes
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, when it goes into the timing, because usually for the beginning it's just like a straight like 4/4, but then it goes into a like
It speeds
12
up.
or something.
No, it's I
Well,
don't
not
think it's
12, but like something weird, and like the way the percussion goes is they go one after another, and it like throws us off. It would throw us off to count it like that because it comes in at a weird time.
Oh, I think it's like syncopated.
Yeah, it's like syncopated as hell. So
And
coming
also,
in with
yeah,
that every
the
night
notes
was
also come in on very weird places.
yeah, it was kind of a guessing game pretty much every night, but you got it right more often than not.
Yeah, my other note was shit, which was my favorite part.
Yes, at the very end when he throws himself to the ground and in exhaustion, he's just like, he throws a little temper tantrum and just goes, "I'll never find it, never, never, never. Oh shit!" And every night I would just,
and then Cale just falls.
and every night I would milk that for everything it was,
Yeah.
for everything it was worth.
Okay, so then we are introduced to Catherine,
Catherine,
my least favorite character in the show.
Oh my god.
Just so, Catherine, who is the main love interest, is introduced with "Kind of Woman." And just so you know my feelings on this song, my first note says meh. And that's really all I have to say on that one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't want to say that like it's unfortunate that that's like pretty much one of the only like female heavy songs in the show, like solo wise.
Yeah, it is.
Well, kind of.
No Time at All.
Oh yeah.
And Spread a Little Sunshine.
Yeah,
So you're wrong.
I am wrong.
You're completely wrong.
I'm an idiot. We just had a lot of food. So if we're like,
We did have a lot of food.
if we're like loopy and stupid, I mean, other than like normal.
Like, I'm full, and Cale got like twice the amount of food I did.
I did. There's a place nearby called Smash Burger.
It's amazing.
It's incredible, and it's, yeah.
It's incredible.
Shout out to Smash Burger.
So many shout outs. So, Kind of Woman.
Spinning around, I've got this funny feeling. Okay. Welcome back.
Well,
Shit, we didn't cut.
we didn't cut. Good job, professionals!
1, 2.
No, we already started.
God damn it! What do you want, Carl? Jesus Christ.
We're talking about Kind of Woman.
All right.
So,
On the request for now, that might be a good idea to speak with him later. I already talked to him.
he tells you, like, there's
Oh,
a
no,
bunch
wait.
of times when he tells you about his past and stuff.
Well, okay. Hold on.
So, Pippin, I saved also.
Okay, cool. We were talking about Kind of Women.
Kind of Woman, yes.
It was.
I don't remember what we were saying.
It's just kind of bland. It's one of those just like, this is who I am and this is everything you need to know about me. Excuse me.
We just had food
Yes.
again. My biggest, like, I don't know, I have a problem with Catherine. I don't like Catherine at all. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. It's just, she feels like such a fake character to me. And I know she's supposed to initially, because she's a player, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a capital P. She's one of the players in the cast. But it just, like, never goes anywhere. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's supposed to be this, you know, wonderful love story, but there's really no reason for them to be in love. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I don't feel like there's ever a connection
Between her and Pippin?
between her and Pippin.
Yes.
Because, like, in her... Oh, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it later. In her other song.
Okay.
Would you like to say anything about Kind of Woman?
I don't know. I mean, I like it well enough. It just is like kind of an explanatory song. But in terms of like the overall album, I don't think I don't know. It just doesn't do a whole lot for me. But that's also because it's Catherine's song and not like I don't connect with it personally.
Right.
So you know.
But
It is pretty funny live though.
yeah, it's...
If it's played right, then it's pretty funny live.
The one part, the one line in that song that I really like, that I feel is like really real, is when she says things change. Like, it's just a very sweet like melody. Like, the notes are very sweet, and I don't know. I think that part is very nice.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is... And now, another one of your favorites, I'm guessing. Extraordinary.
Oh, yes.
This is the song
God.
where my voice teacher came to one of the shows, and she was like, so I wasn't sure about this. She was saying to me, so I wasn't sure about this, but when I heard Extraordinary, I was just thinking, Pippin's in a band, isn't he? Which I'm like, yes, he is. So, what do you want to say about Extraordinary?
Yeah, well, Extraordinary was, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a pissed off song. It's a high energy, fast, pissed off song, and pissed off songs are some of the best songs to sing because. I mean, you can just tap into that aggression and, I don't know, you can really just make it powerful as hell. Mm-hmm. So it felt so good every night to sing it and just kind of like rock out on stage for a little while, you know? Like, it was just, it's, like I said, it's one of the most satisfying songs in the show for me to sing. So yeah, I think that's probably what I have to say about it.
Yeah, I also think it's a very relatable song because I've found myself there so many times. Like, you know, I don't want to just like settle for a boring life. You know, you want to do something
extraordinary.
Yeah,
exactly. I think we all feel that.
Yeah, definitely.
On some level.
Mm-hmm. I love the ending. We were just holding out that one note.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Oh, yeah. Also, Matthew James Thomas, once again, being a freak of nature. So he holds out the note at the end, which is already pretty high, and then hits a note that's, like, a fifth above it or something. He hits a note he holds it for, like, 2 seconds, but he hits this note that's ridiculously high.
I'll have to listen to that again. I don't remember that.
And I was actually afraid going into the show that they were going to make me do that. And I was like, I can't do that.
Oh. Love song?
Yes. When Pippin finally is alright with where he is and settles down with Catherine.
Yeah.
Ish.
I'm still pretty mad, but, like, the whole second act, like, I enjoy the music, but I don't know. I love the second half.
Yeah? But I mean, that's also because I have, like, good shit to sing in the show.
Yeah, that's true.
So, of course, I would like it, but...
Love song, I mean, it's okay. I think With You is, part one, is a much more beautiful love song than Love Song.
Yes. I agree. It's kind of like you're transported to this, like, Hallmark fairy tale.
Yeah, it does feel... It's very, idyllic.
Yeah, it's a very, like, idyllic love song. It's just... And I think it's kind of accentuated by the laws in it.
Yeah.
Because, like, during the chorus, it's just like, la 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 la. It's just very, like, sweet and it's very sweet, and it's like too much sugar in your coffee sweet, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell it's, like, a little too much, and With You is sweet in a different way.
I think With You is
it's
more,
sweet in a more
beautiful.
genuine way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way I put it. And I always found it weird how she says lavender soap and lotion. It's one of the weirdest lines to me.
I never really understood what that line was about. I was like,
I'm
okay.
a girl. I think about smelly, nice things.
Yeah, that's, like, I really need to make sure that everyone realizes I'm a woman, so.
In case you couldn't tell in Kind of Woman.
Yeah, exactly. So then, that leads into Pippin freaking out and being like, I don't want this, like, I know that there's more to this, and leaves.
Yep.
Her and her adorable son.
Oh, can we talk about the goose?
All right, so...
Okay, you want to finish drinking first?
Okay. So, in the show, it calls for Theo, Catherine's son, to have a duck, who then Pippin tries to help save, and it dies, and it brings him and Theo kind of closer together. But we couldn't get a duck, so we got a goose.
No, Laura had it in her mind that it was a goose. So
That's
she ordered
right.
us
she
a
ordered
stuffed goose.
So she ordered us a goose and didn't check the script and see that it was a duck. So we changed all the lines about ducks to be gooses or geese. So our kid who was playing Theo and one of our actors in the ensemble, Josh, came up with.
Oh, was that? I thought that was you.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
It was Josh and Nick.
So
Nick was our Theo.
Yeah, in the script, Theo asks Pippin to guess the goose's name, and Pippin says Augustus.
Yes, he says Augustus, and they came up to me, and they were like, "Hey, so we had this idea. We thought it'd be funny if you could call him Augustus." So I was like, "That's fucking hilarious. I'm gonna do that." So this was during like rehearsals, like it wasn't during a show, but it was during tech. So I asked our director, and I was like, "So Josh," and I was like, "So Josh and Nick came up with this joke, calling the goose Augustus," and she was like, "I love it. Do it. It's like, great." So I did it, and
you got the Laura laugh.
And I got our director cracked up. Our music director cracked up behind me because she was hidden in the set. So I was like, and none of the cast knew it was coming.
No.
I only told Laura, and I told the other guys, don't tell anyone. So I said it, and everyone just kind of lost it for a little while.
It was great.
It was so funny. So yeah, that was, it's one of those just fun things that just happen so naturally.
Oh, speaking of funny things that happen so naturally, we should also talk about that moment that you didn't show up.
Oh my god.
And that was the most real panic I've ever felt in my life.
From what I've been told from almost everyone who was in that scene, their like hearts stopped.
Yep.
Like,
okay, so we have a scene. It's right after
this
the
is top
intermission.
It's top of Act
2. Where there's a bunch of peasants there, and Pippin is supposed to show up, and he's the new king now because he killed his dad. So he's supposed to hold court. And Mr. Cale here decided to get his mic tape fixed
at like the worst possible
while
time.
we were waiting for Pippin to appear on stage.
So this is like right before, it's like right when lights go out, and like the band plays a little song. It's like a little bit of Morning Glow.
Yeah.
And then there's an announcement, and our woman who is our dominatrix also did all of the like King Pippin, ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, is prepared.
Not in a dominatrix outfit.
Not in a
I would like
dominatrix
to
outfit,
add.
just like a regular player. And so she hold on. There's this probably a reason I'm supposed to trust. Okay. So
Mic tape.
So I noticed that like my mic tape was a little off, and I was like, I asked one of our stagehands, just like, would you mind just going and grabbing me a roll of mic tape? She was like, sure. And so she walks out. As she walks out, the lights go out, and the song starts. And I'm like, all right, we got some time. And I didn't realize it, but like, she came back when she like got back through the door when the dialogue started. So I was gonna be late. Like, I was just gonna be late. So they played it off really well, and they were like,
Shout out to Nancy.
yeah, shout out to Nancy, just holding it down.
Yeah.
Like Nancy and
Tony.
Nancy and Tony for just saving that.
Yeah.
As well as they did. They absolutely saved that scene.
It was the most terrified I'd ever been
Yes.
in front of, like, a lot of people.
So, like, I'm freaking out. My hands are, like, shaking, so I'm trying to tear off a fucking piece of mic tape. And, like, so they're like, is prepared to hear petitions, and, like, turns around and looks at me, and I'm, like, giving her the cutoff sign, like, just keep going, keep going. Like, as I'm, like, putting my mic tape on, and I finally, like, run up and, like, get to my platform with new mic tape, and she just goes, ta-da!
I forgot about that.
And then
It was great.
and I'm, like, looking around, like, all nervous, and I look up at Tony, and he just kind of gives me this look, and he just goes, he's new at this, folks. And then,
Which is perfect.
which was
for the leading
absolutely
player. Yeah.
absolutely perfect. And then we just went right into this, and
Yeah.
then I went right into the scene, and it was all good. But yeah, so that was horrifying,
Yeah, terrifying.
and I felt so bad because and it was closing night, by the way.
Was that actually closing night?
It was closing night.
Oh. It's all good.
So yeah,
So,
fun times.
Anyway, I guess I'll Miss the Man is the next song.
Yes, that's after Pippin leaves.
Yes. Which kind of cements my feelings towards Catherine. Because, just read the words. It is such a strange relationship. She's like, you know, I guess I'll miss him. Like, this is the man you're supposed to be in love with. Like, it's so weird to me.
I mean, it kind of makes sense to me, because she's like, you know, she has nothing else to do but miss him now. It's just like I guess I'll miss the man. Explain it if you can. You know, explain it if you can. Like, she doesn't even know why. She's just like, I guess I'll miss him because I don't know how to do anything else. Because she loves him so much.
I don't know.
Like,
it just,
I mean, it
I
makes...
can see what you're saying, but bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, okay?
Oh God, I'm alive. So, see, I think that's why.
I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like, some days he wouldn't say a pleasant word all day. Some days he'd scowl and curse. And there were other days when he was really even worse. Like, why do you love this man?
Yeah, it's a very, like, toxic relationship.
It is, definitely. But that leads us straight into the finale.
Finale of the show.
Which was... It's not my favorite song, but it was definitely my favorite... my favorite scene to play.
Yes.
There's just so much going on, and it's hectic and insane. It's so much fun.
It's when the big...
It's like the big reveal.
It is. This is like a major like spoiler town, so if you've gotten this far without like really understanding what's going on, then I mean, all will be revealed shortly. So
Right now.
Pippin feels really dejected, like nothing has worked and the one thing that he had is now gone. So you know, he doesn't really have anything anymore, and the leading player and all the players come out not as their characters, but just as players.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Catherine.
Well, she doesn't come out then.
No.
She comes out later.
Yeah. So she, or so he, you know, he says, well, you know, I guess nothing's really worked out for you. And Pippin's like, well, no. He's like, He's like, well, there is one thing you could do.
The grand finale.
Yeah, exactly.
And basically they roll out this fire pit, and throughout the entirety of this finale, the players are trying to get Pippin to jump into the fire and kill himself, because in their twisted minds they believe that it's like the, you know, like the ultimate...
It's the ultimate expression, because fire is an ultimate expression of power and life and all of these things.
Yeah, it's like, what do they say? Think about the beauty in one perfect flame.
Yes.
So
it's like the sun.
Yeah.
Be something like the sun blazing in the sky.
Yeah.
And, you know.
There's a lot of really good musical parts that I absolutely love in this. I think it's the very beginning of the finale when everyone's like whispering the sun. It's got like that really like
culty.
ethereal piano chord with, I think, like chimes or something. And it's absolutely...
And a piccolo going in the background.
Yes. Oh, yes, I love that part.
It's amazing.
It's so like weird and ethereal and just...
the way that all the players react to everything that the leading player says. Yes. It's very like culty.
Yeah, it was...
Like you can tell that like they live for everything that he says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was extremely fun to play as a player. Yeah, the relationship there is so interesting.
Beep boop beep.
Beep boop beep.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, I wrote down those first two piano chords. What do I mean by this? I wrote low piano at each phrase. I have to think of a verse.
Think about your life, Pippin. Think about your life.
Yeah, that's what it is. Pippin. Yeah. Yeah, that piano part is great.
Yeah, I like that shit.
It was just a very, absolutely my favorite scene to act in. Because there's so much going on, and, like, you get to... That's really where the players get to, like, show their true colors, which they haven't... You know, they've kind of been reined in by the leading player before, like, throughout the rest of the show, but, you know, they get to be angry at Pippin for not wanting to kill himself.
Yeah, he says no. And so he's very unsure about everything, and then slowly throughout the song,
They persuade him,
he gets more and more into it, and then right at the moment of him about to jump, he says no.
I love that. So Cale is at the very top of the stage on the balcony.
10-foot platform.
Yeah. And with this fire pit below him, which is whatever that fire stuff that looks like fire is. And all the players are below him, coaxing him to jump down into the fire pit. And then he just yells no, and we all just recoil. It's such a cool moment. I love it.
They're all of the players were presented in our show as a single living organism.
Yeah.
And when one of them got hurt or one of them, like if the leading player got angry or he got distressed, they felt it.
Yeah.
So they would all like recoil in.
Cringe.
Like,
He's cringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very fun. And then right after that, wow, we didn't talk about that song at all.
What song?
We didn't talk about the song.
Oh, well, I mean, it just,
it's really cool. You should listen to it.
It's so cool. It is so many, like like you said, it says so many moving parts, and it's just one thing after another, and it takes you on a complete journey through the entire end, and, at the end, he says, Pippin starts addressing the audience as what he learned from the players. And he says, like, they showed me crimson, gold, and lavender, a shining parade, but there's no color I can have on earth that won't finally fade.
That's such a pretty melody right there.
Yes, and the melody of that was one of my favorite things to sing the entire night.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that the other night.
Just the way the notes moved and the way they sat in my vocal range was it was so satisfying. But yeah, so the end is just so complex and interesting, and there's a million things to hear, and I mean every time you listen to it you'll hear something new.
Yeah.
You'll like notice a part that you didn't notice before, and yeah, it's just
it's cool. We could talk about it for hours.
We have.
Yes, we have.
At this point.
So then Catherine and Theo come in. In another scene that was very fun to act because we just got to be horrible people.
Yes.
To poor Cale here.
Yes. And basically the leading player completely loses his mind.
That was probably the most terrified I've ever been, like, I don't know, like, if people yelling is scary. People yelling at you is, a scary thing sometimes.
It's the way Tony did it.
Yeah, the way Tony yelled was... I can't remember what the line was.
He was, like, yelling from his soul.
Yeah, it was so real.
There was, when we were rehearsing it, there was constant comparisons to the devil.
Yeah.
And how, he was the devil. So, for the other actors, for their motivation, it was like, the devil doesn't lose his cool. The devil doesn't, like, he is always in control. He's always calm. He always knows what's next. And he's panicking. Mm-hmm. So he completely loses it and just starts screaming at Pippin, just like, we'll take everything away and you won't have anything.
Yeah.
And I'm completely silent through this entire scene. Like, he is ranting and raving. Like, he has this giant monologue in there. All of the players behind him are
taking down the set.
Literally.
Like
literally.
Very cool. I love it.
To the point where you can see the band.
Yeah, I think, like, the stage lights come up.
Yeah, the stage lights come up. The work lights come on.
Yeah,
so you
we
can
take down all the curtains and...
Mm-hmm. You can see the back of the stage. You can see the fly space. You can see the whole thing. And he says, well, that's not too flattering now, is it? And through the entire thing, Pippin doesn't care. Because he has essentially his wife and son. And he doesn't, in his mind, for him, he doesn't need anything else other than that. So... he just starts singing about all the things he's learned, and through every line, the leading player presents like a counter argument to every line. And it's like, well, she has a mole on her face. Like, how are you going to live with somebody with a mole? Like, what's wrong with you? And then he sings another line, and then he gets more upset.
Yeah, and then like constantly throughout this whole thing, the players are all just jeering and like, we like took off Catherine's wig or whatever,
Yeah.
and like tore her dress up.
Yeah, like he was like, get their costumes, take their makeup off, like, you know, take down the sets, get the lights out, you know, take everything down. So you're left with just a bare stage, and it's complete. So then he tells the band to leave,
Oh yeah.
and the band stops playing.
Get your hands off that damn keyboard.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite
It's
lines.
so good. The band stops playing, and the piano player keeps going. And then he walks over to her and says, "Take your damn hands off that keyboard."
And there's silence.
Complete silence. Like, so quiet you could hear a pin drop. And he comes up to me. And he says, "You try singing without music, sweetheart." And drops his cane on the ground and walks out and leaves. Like, walks out through the audience and leaves the theater.
And slams that door.
Slams the door, and
And the players are, I think, we're
You're
all
all
gone
gone.
at that point.
You're all
So
gone.
it's just Pippin, Catherine, and Theo on the stage.
Standing in the center of the stage, complete silence. The crowd doesn't know what's going on and doesn't know what to do. So I would usually just kind of stand there for a little while and just kind of let them sweat and just be like, what's going to happen now? And then in the complete silence, Pippin starts singing. Just this beautiful summation of the entire show in like 3 lines. It's just it's incredible. And the fact that it comes from nothing is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then him and Catherine leave, and Theo is left by himself, and he starts singing, and he picks up
The cane.
the leading player's cane, and he sings the chorus of Corner of the Sky. And then the beginning of Magic to Do starts playing very slowly as the players as he's singing, again in complete silence, the players slowly come back in, and they're watching him, and then they completely come on stage after he's done, and the music comes back in, surround him, and take him back with them. And the leading player comes up and looks at them very smug and just be like, "We got one of you."
Yeah.
And he bows, and the lights go out.
Which is...
And it was like the creepiest thing.
It's the creepiest
the way
ending.
you guys like slither back on
Yeah, I
stage,
really
just like
like that.
snakes. Like, it was...
That was really fun. I had like this little peek out the I forgot what it's called now. The little thing on the side.
Oh yeah, the proscenium.
Yeah, proscenium. It's a fancy word. Yeah, and that's Pippin.
That's Pippin.
I'm sorry we talked for so long about it.
I hope you enjoyed our fucking 4-episode
Jeez.
discussion on it. We'll do several episodes
of gameplay because
gameplay.
We're sorry. We just got.
We love that show so much.
Yeah.
And we could talk about it so much more in depth, but we won't because.
I mean, if you want us to, we will. But
yeah.
I mean, comment.
Most likely not. Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
So yeah, that's Pippin. We hope you guys will check out the cast album, both new and original.
Yes.
The original one has just some real like gem moments in it. Obviously, Ben Vereen and John Rubinstein are legends in the industry. So absolutely listen to them, and
Yes.
yeah. So
So, if you want to send us things to listen to, you can email us, and I'll put the email up. Yeah, we'll pretty much listen to anything. So.
So we're gonna call this episode here, just so that we can come back and just do
Gameplay.
Complete full couple episodes of gameplay.
Yes.
So we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.